Okay, so I will call this one jQuery anim1.html. Up here in the title is where you will copy paste that script that I shared with you. Okay? Up in the head portion. So I'm directly taking it from Google. So if everybody's done with this, in the body section, we will create a button. There are multiple ways to create buttons. This is one of the ways to create button. You can also create input type button. And again, as I said earlier in my PowerPoint presentation, the knowledge of CSS, HTML, and JavaScript, they all are prerequisite. Okay, so we have a button and we have a division. Now, right above the button, we will create a script tag. And this is my selector, which is my document, which is an object. So if it's an object, it doesn't have to be in double quotes. If it is not an object, then we write it in double quotes. Okay? So ready, function, and now since button is an element, therefore I will write it in double quotes. Dot click. So when the click event happens on the button, only then it is supposed to trigger this code. And what code is it supposed to trigger? It is supposed to animate the division by changing its CSS property left to 250 pixels. Yep, that's it. No semicolon for the CSS properties inside. So just remove that semicolon and it should work. Did everybody get it now? After you remove the semicolon from line 12, and I also changed my jQuery to 3.4 versus the older version that was 3.3. Okay, cool. So now upon clicking, it will actually travel. Now if I want it to animate with more than one properties, I cannot use semicolon as you traditionally use in CSS. Rather, what I do is I will separate all properties by comma. For example, if I want it to increase in height to 150 pixels, so I put a comma and then I wrote height colon 150. Let me try. See, as it increased in height while it animated. Similarly, I can increase it in width while it is animating, and I can say I want the width to also go 150 pixels. Okay, so that's how you can do some very simple animation using jQuery. I'm just trying to help you understand some of the basic functionalities. However, so far, the animation is one time, because every time you click on it, it will going to not displace it. If you keep clicking on it, it doesn't displace it any further. It is stopped at whatever numbers you give. It traveled that much of a distance and then it stops. However, if you want it to constantly increase, then what you can do is, let's say if I use plus equals to the left of 150 pixels, now when I animate on every click, see, it is increasing only in height on every click. So that's by adding plus equals to. Similarly, you can do the plus equals to with the width. So it will increase in height as well as width on every click.